a service of CNC Worldwide.
CNC Podcasts are a service of CNC Worldwide, brought to you by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing more than 800 member companies with business solutions since 1984. Ontario County Sheriff Phil Pavaro says his investigators expect it will take at least 2 more weeks to wrap up their investigation into the accident that killed race car driver Kevin Ward Jr.
Investigators continue to seek witnesses, gather evidence, and develop the racetrack crash reconstruction. However, it would be inappropriate to discuss details or findings of the investigation with the media at this time. When the investigation is completed, we will meet with members of the Ontario County District Attorney's Office and discuss with them all aspects of the investigation into the crash that occurred on August 9th, 2014 at the Canandaigua Speedway. At that time, more information relating to any determinations that have been made may be released.
Stewart's car hit Ward after the other driver got out of his sprint car after being forced into the wall and walked into the middle of the track. Racing will resume at the Canandaigua Motorsports Park on Saturday, and the track's owner says it will be in honor of Kevin Ward Jr. Jeremy Corcoran says on the track's Facebook page he has spoken with Ward's father and talked things over with his staff and his family. Corcoran says Kevin Ward Sr. encouraged them to get back to racing. Corcoran says they'll put on a show and make it in memory of Kevin Ward Jr., and he's asking everyone who goes to the track to wear orange in Ward's memory. The Ontario County Sheriff also says a fatal crash in Farmington Tuesday afternoon was triggered when a wheel came off a pickup truck on Route 96, and that set off a 5-vehicle pileup at Route 96 and Payne Road.
The tire and wheel then went under an eastbound truck on Route 96, hauling a load of pelletized horse food. This truck lost control, went into the westbound lane of Route 96, striking a third pickup truck.
That pickup was driven by a 56-year-old Town of Hopewell Highway Department employee. He was ejected from his truck and killed in the crash. His name hasn't been released yet. 2 cars couldn't avoid the wrecked trucks and also crashed. 2 people in one of those cars ended up at Strong Memorial Hospital. Gates police have found the car that struck and killed a man early Tuesday morning as he walked along Howard Road and then left the scene. The man killed in the 500 block of Howard is identified as 20-year-old Joseph Pacheco, the father of a young son. He was hit by a Chrysler at about 12:15 in the morning. Police located that car with the help of tips from the public, but they haven't determined yet who was driving it. They say the owners of that car are not cooperating. Federal prosecutors have indicted a Rochester man once again for continuing to make death threats against President Obama and other government officials. The U.S. Attorney's Office filed a superseding indictment against 30-year-old Brandon Correa on Tuesday. He was arraigned last week on charges of posting online threats against the president, Governor Cuomo, and Lieutenant Governor Bob Duffy. Prosecutors say as soon as he got out of court, he posted new threats against all 3 men and added Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren to the list. Correa was rearrested, and he now faces arraignment on the new indictments later this week. Governor Cuomo is leading a delegation of top state lawmakers and business leaders on a trip to Israel this week to show unity with Israel in its fight against Hamas.
Everyone wants the killing to stop, there is no doubt. But at the same time, Israel must have the right to defend itself. That is the message that we will convey.
The governor says that's a simple message, and he says it comes from New Yorkers who also understand something about defending themselves against terrorism. A man convicted of committing a double homicide in 2002 will get a new trial after evidence was found suggesting another man may have committed the murders. Charles Teddy Pierre will remain in jail pending his retrial in February. Judge Douglas Randall, who overturned Pierre's original conviction last month, said the illegal immigrant would be deported to Trinidad if set free. The Monroe County District Attorney's Office remains confident it got the right man the first time. It plans to proceed with the retrial. Another deteriorated bridge is being closed down next week for structural repairs. The State Transportation Department says the Mitchell Road Bridge over the Erie Canal in Pittsford closes the morning of August 19th and reopens the afternoon of the 20th. Workers will repair the floor beams and the steel deck grating. An inspection found deteriorated steelwork. Your next CNC podcast is whenever you click on one of our pages and catch one, and we post updates as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.